Greetings, everyone. Sean Ruggiero, Managing Partner at Integrity Marketing Group and Registered Investment Advisor. Today, we're going to talk about Annuities 101. This is an important step, understanding the basics of annuities, because in order to sell annuities and have confidence in them, you have to understand those basics and understand more than your clients do. So let's begin. First, I think it's important to cover that there are four basic types of annuities. Let's start with the fixed annuity, also known as a multi-year guaranteed annuity, or MYGA. These are relatively short annuities, a 3-year, 5-year, 7-year period. They give you a fixed rate of return. If the term is longer, traditionally, the yield will be a little higher. If the term is shorter, the yield is a little shorter. They're also known as CD busters because they're great at going into conservative investors, investing a single amount, having it grow tax deferred versus receiving a 1099 every year. And you'll find that they give a higher rate of return than a CD. Now, how are they tied to the market? They're not. So if you invest in a MYGA and you invest at a 3% rate and the market goes down, you're going to get 3%. If the market skyrockets up, you get 3%. 3%, it's a guaranteed rate of return, guaranteed by the annuity company, okay? So that's a fixed annuity. Next, let's go to the income annuities, the SPIAs and the DIAs. So if you Google annuity, you're gonna find that this definition is what you almost always find. This is the oldest form of annuity. It's the one that most people understand. Kind of a crapshoot on if you're gonna live too long, this is longevity insurance. And it certainly does that. But really, SPIAs and DIAs are not the majority of the annuities sold in America today. But a SPIA is a single premium immediate annuity, and a DIA is a deferred income annuity. Okay? All it is you give an entire lump sum to the annuity company and they give you a stream of payments back either rapidly, soon, meaning 30 days to 364 days, which is a SPIA, or at a later date and time, maybe 4 years later, 5 years later, or even 10 years later, which is a deferred income annuity or a DIA. Now, a SPIA or a DIA, an income annuity, is going to give you the highest amount of income every single month. No other annuity rider, no other annuity will give you a higher percentage of income, but it comes at a small cost. That cost being that you will never be able to get your principal back. It doesn't have flexibility or principal preservation. It's a true income stream payment for life and has the highest income payout. Now let's talk about a variable annuity. Most of the agents that we work with at Integrity Marketing are not securities licensed. They're selling Medicare, they're selling final expense, maybe even long-term care. So they don't have a securities license. In order to sell a variable annuity, you need to have a securities license. It is actually the #1 annuity sold, but the landscape is changing. It's the #1 annuity sold because the first variable annuity came out in 1952, I believe, with TIAA-CREF. And its security licensed advisors can sell it. So if you're an agent of a broker-dealer, which dominates our landscape of financial advice, you can count this as assets under management and offer a variable annuity. The problem is this: the variable annuity can go down if the market goes down, and they are wrought with fees. Oftentimes the fees getting up 3.5%, 4.5%. So it creates a lot of drag. And when you look at the guarantees they provide, guaranteed death benefit or guaranteed income, it's inferior to what you can find in other annuities. So why is it the #1 annuity sold? Because the people who control the money, the agents of broker-dealers, can sell this and still count it as assets under management. But it's seen its day. In fact, they're starting to shift from these to equity-linked annuities, which will have some security in how far it can drop down. But those are brand new, and we'll see how successful they are. That leaves us with the index annuity or fixed index annuity, the FIA, which is the primary annuity that we sell at Integrity Marketing Group. The fixed index annuity, also known as a hybrid annuity, has no market loss. It's not directly tied to the stock market. It can have no fees. And if you do see a fee on there, it's an optional choice, meaning if you wanted to add an extra benefit. When I think of a fee, I think of something that you pay and you get nothing in return. When you have an optional rider that you pay and you get another guarantee or a higher bonus or more liquidity, that is not a fee. So FIAs can have riders that cost money, but the base fixed index annuity, no fee whatsoever. And these are the fastest growing annuities sold in the United States of America. They're according to LIMRA, they're going to surpass variable annuities within the next year or so. Now let's talk about the DNA of an FIA, right? How is an FIA created? Because this is the #1 annuity that we sell at Integrity Marketing Group. So I think this idea of having a DNA strand, right, and looking at this small difference, kind of like a chimpanzee. A chimpanzee's DNA is very similar to a human, but the result is vastly different. If we look at that fixed annuity again, didn't I say if you have a fixed annuity and you're going to get 3% guaranteed, no matter if it goes up or goes down, that's the fixed annuity? Well, think of an FIA as a fixed annuity, but rather than having your 3%, or in this illustration, 4%, guaranteed to you, your guarantee is now 0. What they're doing is they're taking that 4% guaranteed interest and they're putting it into something called a call option, okay? A call option. So let's explain that a little further. What is a call option? A call option is betting on the future. So you're going to do a call option on an index. Let's say the S&P 500, because that's the most commonly known index out there. If the option, meaning the index, grows, you have the right to buy it at the original amount you paid, and you profit the difference, okay? If the index goes down, the options are worthless, and you lose nothing because the call options were not purchased out of your principal, they were purchased out of that guaranteed fixed amount. So this is an illustration of a call option. If 4% was used to buy the option, this drop in your principal does not affect you because this was paid for by the annuity company's guaranteed interest. If the index goes up, you can cash in the difference, in this case, 12%. But you'll see the difference being where we have caps or spreads or participation rates. So you participate in the index, you don't get all of it, and you never participate in the downside because it was never your principal at risk. That's how a call option works. So ultimately, this is the result of a fixed index annuity. Here we have the S&P 500 for a period of about 20 years. You can see it goes up, it goes down, and it goes up more times than it goes down, okay? This is an illustration of a 5% market cap index on the S&P 500, and that's where that gold line comes in. So ultimately what we see is when the market goes up, you participate in it, right? There's still a difference here. You didn't beat the market, you participate in the market. But when the market crashes down like it did in 2001, 2002, your annuity stays level. You avoided all this loss right here. So you have to ask yourself, and you have to ask your clients, people who are nearing retirement or in retirement, which of these paths looks more attractive to you? Do you want your retirement to be a roller coaster, up and down, nights where you can't sleep? Or do you want your retirement to be a nice, steady, ascending path? I think the answer is obvious for most Americans in their retirement. Now, FIAs are great because with them, you can do so many things and do them very well. There's 7 basic benefits of fixed index annuities. First, the power of indexing, we'll cover in a later video. Second, the security and guarantees that they offer. Third, they grow tax deferred, as we illustrated in that MIGA. Fourth, they eliminate all fees. And when you compare that to a variable annuity or some managed mutual funds out there, that's a very, very strong element, eliminating that drag on your portfolio. Fifth, the elimination of market risk. And that's a huge one. This is 2020. The market has been dropping. If you are in a fixed index annuity, you have not experienced any of those losses. Sixth, and probably the most powerful and famous one, guaranteed lifetime income for you and your spouse. And seventh, one that we don't talk about much, but a very powerful one, avoiding probate, something that would be very expensive, saves money going to your beneficiaries. Okay, so those are the 7 benefits of an FIA. I appreciate everyone watching this here today. There's more videos located at this Annuity Resource Center, or ARC, and contact your IMO if you have any questions. Thank you.